The Turks came into her home in 1915 under the guise of World War I and tried to enact the genocide that they had begun. They shot her husband, dead, shot her, and she laid on the ground, pretended that she was dead, while 7 other gunshots went off, which were her 7 children. And she laid there unmoving, and the Turks left the house and left the 8th child, who was an infant in the crib, to starve to death, which is just the way that they did business. So she got up and strapped the baby onto her back and escaped the town, which, you know, for people that don't know, there were these death marches where they would just handcuff and chain the Armenians together and march them out into the desert and release the Kurds and gave them military coats, horses, and guns to then go do what they wanted with their mortal enemies, the Armenians. And she escaped that, snuck past, got to the Euphrates River with the baby on her back, swam across the river, and when she got to the other side, the baby had drowned. And she had a bullet in her still. And she lived in a cave, to my understanding, with other refugees until she was picked up by German military who were stationed in Turkey at the time because the Turkish government worshipped German military might, so a lot of officers were invited to come and spend time in Turkey during the war. And as the story goes, she was picked up by something like a Red Cross camp that would have been there at the time and went to work for this German officer and wound up pregnant by this German officer and gave birth to, after the Germans left and went back to Germany, she gave birth to a very blonde, half German child.